So today we've been given a press conference by TEMBA BAVUMA, or TEMBA BAVUMA press conference happened today, earlier today, and I thought that let's do something different for today's show. I thought let's do a reaction to the press conference and in a different way. So I saw two clips from the press conference, actually two clips um, that I wanted to put out on social media. So I skimmed through just to find that particular spots because I saw a clip that I was interested in on social media already posted. So I thought, okay, look here, let me just skim through and get the two parts of this press conference that I think is interesting. And so the rest of the press conference I haven't watched and I haven't seen yet. So I'm hoping that we can give a good reaction to this, and we're going to be reacting to a lot of the questions cold near on the show, and then we're going to be talking about if it stands out to us. If not, then we will move on to the next question and just continue listening to this with you guys on screen with us. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this. This is something different. If you guys do like this, let me know if you want us to do it in future episodes. But it's something new that myself and Aditya are going to do today. But before we get going, before we get started, there's a few announcements that I just want to make. First and foremost, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. It's very important that you do so. Click that notification bell for all future videos as well. And a big announcement today was the launch of our latest magazine. It was the Club Cricket edition. Please go ahead and download the latest issue. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. It's the first time we've explored the world of club cricket within South Africa in an issue and an actual magazine issue. So we thought that let's do this right now when there's the most attention will be on it right now, with not a lot of things happening internationally. So please go and download the latest issue. There's some excellent insight in there from a woman and men's club cricket perspective. I also would like you guys to become a patron. That's how you can contribute to the things that we are doing with this channel and where we want to go and where we want to grow to. It's all in your hands too, guys. So you can get involved by becoming a patron today. So without further ado, let's get into this reaction video. It's the first time we've done something like this on the channel, so I'm excited to share this type of content with you. If you guys enjoyed, smash a like on the video, comment in the comment section after the video the broadcast is ended, and then we'll know if you enjoyed it or you didn't. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's content. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. Can everybody hear me? I see someone said in the live chat that there's no sound. Okay, so that is quite shocking to me because it doesn't make sense. Aditya can hear me clearly. Let me know if there's no sound, but we're going to continue with the show. Welcome to the show, Aditya. First and foremost, you got to watch a movie that a lot of people have been telling me to watch recently, and that's Top Gun. How was it? Without giving any spoilers, please, because for the guys that want to watch it, what was it?
Tom. I love you, brother. No spoilers given.
We should give a reaction to your reaction of the movie.
I'm gonna watch it at least 3 more times. But
Seriously,
guys, make
was
sure
that good?
make sure you watch it in the IMAX format, though. That's what it was intended for.
Now I'm going to give you a very, 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 very controversial statement. And I'm a mess. And people on this channel, I think by now you guys will know that I'm a massive, massive movie fan, but I'm not a massive Tom Cruise fan. So for me, Tom Cruise seems to be like, I've always given this type of example. I've said Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise. No matter what character he plays, I feel like he's Tom Cruise. Whereas my favorite actor, for example, Leonardo DiCaprio, he,
Same.
he's a different type of character every single time he plays a role. You know what I mean? Like for me, every single time DiCaprio puts on a performance, it's a different character, a different mentality. Whereas Tom Cruise for me falls into that bracket of, like, you could say even Brad Pitt. They don't necessarily transform themselves. They are just them basically like themselves on screen. Same with Denzel Washington. Every single time he performs, even Morgan Freeman, when he was gone, he was Morgan Freeman. So um,
But see,
it's
that's
just
what
my
happens,
opinion
right?
on that.
I think they've all developed their own sort of niche in
Mm,
the industry, right? Because,
yeah,
for example, Tom Cruise can't do what Leo does, but at the same time, I don't think Leo can do what
you
Tom
can do what
Cruise
he does.
does.
Yeah.
You know, like you just have to watch Maverick, man. That Tom Cruise is Maverick. You know, he wears those glasses and he's got his leather jacket on, and he's on a bike, and you feel like, oh,
So,
this
and
is
I understand
magic.
why. I'm pretty sure he has a lot of Indian followers and
He
fans
is
because
huge. He is
because of
huge.
because a lot of his appeal is very similar to what, like, almost you'll see in Bollywood, certain Bollywood movies. So like you can see that there is a love for him even in the Bollywood
Because he plays
inspiration.
to the gallery. He plays to the gallery, but he does it in an unbelievably brilliant way. Like
Mm.
there were literally this was a Monday night, and there were people clapping in the theater, literally, when the background score played, and Tom Cruise appeared on screen, and Tom Cruise smiled, that sort of thing. So there were people clapping, and I assure you, I was one of them.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm almost gonna watch it. And a lot of you guys will probably hate it, but I hate me for it. But I haven't even watched the first one, so I want to watch the first one before I watch this one. It wasn't necessarily on my list because of the so many movies that I needed to watch, dating back to 1987. So there was a lot of things that I need to go back and watch. Top Gun was on that list and I was getting to it. So I need to find some time. Maybe now that I've published the magazine, there's maybe 1 or 2 days, maybe I can relax and maybe watch a couple of movies and I'll do it there. But let's get into the main box office of tonight, and that is obviously TEMBA BAVUMA press conference. Now, we're going to do a reaction live for you guys right here on this channel because
Yes,
we haven't, sorry guys, we haven't really seen it. So myself and Aditya. So I've seen one clip, obviously, that we put up on TikTok, and I saw the one of David Miller flying around. So, but the rest of it, I wanted to keep myself like cold to this because I wanted to react to it on the screen with you guys. So me and Aditya are going to do that once. I think this is once in the first time we've ever done something like this before. So let's get to it. Let's just find the right place first.
thank you, Sips. I think most of the guys have been doing rugby, so
This is
they're
my friend
putting their
Leighton, by
hands
the way.
up instead of
Very good
going
journal.
into the chat. But nevertheless, Timba, yes, it's good to see you again. Tell me how's prep been going for the upcoming series, and how's the mood in the camp, and how long have you guys been together?
Just to pause there quickly, to some of you guys that maybe pick up, Leighton is actually writes Afrikaans for Afrikaans newspaper, so he's actually not English necessarily. He does speak English as well. So yeah, I'm just a fun fact if you guys wanted to know. Let's continue.
How's it, Litton? I hope you all. Uh, this preparation has gone as well as it could. We haven't had the opportunity to get together yet as a team. Obviously, with some of the guys only just getting back from the IPL. Other guys got back a couple of days ago. So tomorrow officially is when we'll be together. And those first couple of days in India, we'll obviously use to kind of just familiarize ourselves with everything. But yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of excitement from the guys. We haven't played together as a T20 group in a while, so yeah, I'm sure the guys are looking forward to seeing each other and playing with each other again.
I think, Dicha over there, very important to the stop there and just talk about that because I think that's the one downside about South Africa's T20s team. It's the fact that they haven't really spent a lot of time together playing matches as a group. They've played together with their franchises, or when they've went off, maybe they've played against each other in the IPL, wherever the case may be. They might have played each other with each other in the Test arena or even in the ODI arena. But as a T20 unit and as a T20 team, they've never actually played together as much as we would have liked. So it's good to hear Temba actually noticing that and picking that up regards to that question.
Yeah, and I think it's an underrated topic in cricket generally, because we've talked about this on previous shows. You know, the schedule just means that teams can often not play their top players in a T20 in a T20I, and you look at teams like you look at the Indian team as well. You know, they haven't really played a whole lot of cricket together, and everyone in that team knows that it's just a team for this series. So I think South Africa has that same predicament, but I think what will be tested here is South Africa's adaptability. You know, because that's over over recent years we've seen that that's been a bit of an issue, right? That they haven't had that preparation time, or they haven't been together for a long period of time, and therefore towards the beginning of a series they tend to struggle. But let's see how they go this time.
Aditya, I'm not gonna. We're gonna listen to everything. I don't think probably stop at every single point. I'll stop at the points that I maybe think are valid. If you do pick up on something that you maybe wanna, just open up your mic and say pause, and I'll pause the video. But let's continue.
Zahir, you may go.
Guesses, guys. Super chat guesses for what's in his cup.
Timber, how's it? Just the last time you guys were together, you were in the as the national team, you were in the test side, and some of these guys went off to the IPL, and you guys had to play a test match. When you get back, is there a conversation to be had just about going forward, how to manage them and what how much they want to be there?
Thank you, Zahir.
Yeah, I think just in general, I'm looking at the season and the fixtures and how taxing it's going to be. I think there is a conversation that's going to be had in terms of managing the guys, more particularly the bowlers. Most of the guys that play in the T20 stuff play in the one-day stuff. Some of them even overlap into the test stuff as well. So I guess it won't really be realistic to expect those guys to form part of all of those games. So yeah, I agree with you. Guys are going to have to be managed quite uniquely, a bit differently, but I'm sure those conversations will happen.
Morgan?
Morning, thanks, Sips. Morning, Temba. Temba, how exciting is it for you to see some of the guys have carried through the IPL heading into this, and then also just to see that fresh young face of Tristan Stubbs in the team must be quite exciting for you as the skipper.
Very good question.
How's Morgan? Yes, very exciting. It's always good to have guys who are in form. I mean, a guy like David, lifting the trophy there with the Gujarat Titans. The confidence that he'll bring into the team. We look forward to that. And all the other guys also had good performances within that competition. It's always exciting, obviously, to have fresh young faces within the team. We've seen a guy like Tristan Stubbs, what he's been able to do at domestic level. So we'll try to create an environment that allows him to come in, feel comfortable and express his talent. But yeah, I think exciting times ahead in many ways. Yeah.
Good to hear him speak about that, the culture, making sure that there's a culture in place that can help a youngster come into the system. And it's always good, obviously, for you as an Indian fan as well to hear him say those words, the Gujarat Titans and the IPL. It's good for publicity there. Yeah, did you?
but it's also an indication of the fact that he's been watching.
Yeah.
So if he has been keeping a tab on the IPL, and there was also that indication that David Miller, who had a fantastic IPL, is going to come in high on confidence and sort of spread that confidence through the team. So I felt like that was where there was that blend, between the IPL and this T20 series.
Okay, let's move on to the next part.
Thanks,
Um,
Timber.
we'll have Ken, Fidos, and then I think it's Cash. As we stated earlier, please put your request to ask a question on the chat panel. We don't really recognize raised hands. Please go ahead, Ken.
Thanks, Sips. Hi, Timber. It's just on the IPL. I mean, it's actually worked out quite favorably for you guys. The guys that went over to the IPL, a lot of them have had really good tournaments, as you say, and obviously will be well attuned to Indian conditions. Of course, bigger picture, T20 World Cup. This is an important series just in terms of preparation for that. Plus, India are resting a few of their IPL guys who maybe didn't have the best of tournaments. Do you guys feel that maybe it's a bit of an unusual position to go to India and you guys have got a lot of things in your favor?
I think, look, I mean, it's important, like you say, from the bigger picture point of view in terms of the World Cup. Every game, every series we play, we'll be using it to kind of prepare ourselves as well as we can for that World Cup. Conditions obviously are different with Australia, but I mean, matches are matches. Being in a competitive space is what the guys will need. We at the moment don't have that luxury of resting players. So I mean, whoever the opposition is, we'll be using it to our best of advantage. Mainly from a preparation point of view. I think even though India are resting their main players, so to say, I think it will still be a competitive one. The guys who are within that squad can walk into an Indian team. So look, I think from a preparation point of view, it will still be good for us, and we'll make sure that we try to tick them as many boxes as we can.
No, that's a very important point because I actually made this point last night, saying that maybe some South African fans will see this maybe as a little bit of disrespect from India's side, saying that they're not playing a proper or not their first 11. But for me, my opinion on the matter is that that second 11 or these players that are being selected are still world-class players. It's not like they like he said they have the luxury of being able to do something like that compared to South Africa. Although I do feel that there are some fringe players that could have been played instead of the guys that, if rest was an issue, they did have an option to be able to rest the likes of KG and certain players. Maybe even Quentin de Kock could have been rested. There is enough players in the pipeline to be able to get us over the line, I believe. So I don't agree with every single little thing, but I get what Tim was trying to say. But I do agree with him on the India team side. I mean, Aditya, you're very confident. You were very confident when you said what you thought would happen in this particular series.
Yes, I am confident that India will prevail. But somewhere I feel like Timber is probably underestimating South Africa's bench strength there, because if I were him, then I'd probably be thinking that there are certain players who probably don't need more India experience. I think there are other players who could benefit from that. And we talked about DeWalt Brevis being a part of that, and we named a few other players as well. So you're right. Perhaps Quinton could have been rested for it. KG could have been rested for it. But yeah, I don't know. I think for Temba to say that that they don't have the luxury of resting players. I don't know. I think maybe they do.
And yeah, especially in certain areas, I definitely agree with you on that. So yeah, like I said, I don't agree with everything you said. I think Firdausa's question is up next.
Free to go. Okay.
Yeah,
So
there
my
was.
question is regarding
No,
Umran
sorry,
Malik.
There's a
Akash,
whole big
sorry,
sub
it's
here with
not
the
your turn
question.
yet. It's Firdaus Munda's turn. Thank you.
Okay.
Listen to that sass from
Sorry, hi,
Super
Timber.
Kasim.
Timber, I just want to ask you a little bit about David Miller. You know, he's spoken about feeling really secure at the IPL and kind of what that's done for his game. And also, I think there was some talk of him batting a little bit higher or batting longer, something like that. How do you plan to use him in these next T20s, not just this series, but going towards the World Cup, just given how he's done at the IPL?
Someone's been watching our shows, I think, maybe. Not joking.
Yeah, I mean, he's performed exceedingly well at the IPL, and I'm sure that will do a world of good for his confidence. And I guess whatever feelings of insecurity that might be there. I mean, if there are those feelings within our team, you know, I mean, I guess one will need to have those conversations. Conversations that I've had with David, he's never expressed those type of feelings to me. So, I mean, as far as I know, you know, David is still an integral member within our team, and we trust that, you know, his performances will continue well into the future. In terms of him batting a bit longer, I think, you know, that's always been kind of the conversation over the years. When David has done well, I think he kind of understands where he fits in within the team. But again, you know, if he feels that he can add more value within a different position, then a conversation can be had in that regard. There's no way that we're gonna, you know, stifle him or restrict David in any way or manner. And I think that's how we try to treat all the players. We try set them up in positions where they can seed and make strong plays for the team.
That is a massive, massive piece of content right there, I think. That freedom that they are obviously giving to Timo's face is funny here. Let me just give him a
Akash,
better screen. Okay, cool. There. I think it's excellent from that perspective to hear that, because we were talking about this on our show. We did an entire episode actually on the Daily Show, a case for David Miller. Now I keep on talking about that episode because I think it's a very good episode that we put together, and we had Neo Falani speak about it as well. And I mean, it seems like the message getting into the Proteas camp, that you need to play with freedom, that you need to have these open conversations and give David Miller the freedom of wanting to play where he wants to bat. So I'm happy to hear that as well, because it also takes away the safety net. When David gets picked in at number 6 and comes out at number 6, we know that now it won't be only because of the coaches. It could possibly be because he's also had that communication with him. So it seems to me, from what Temba said, that David has the power to decide where he wants to bat in this setup, which I think is a really good thing going forward, Aditya, don't you think?
Well, I don't know if I don't know what previous conversations with Miller would have been, but I think back when we were covering the West Indies tour, the T20s in the West Indies, and he came in the 18th over, I'm pretty sure that he wasn't very comfortable doing that, or that he wanted to do that. You know, so I think if David Miller now has some sort of say in where he wants to bat, the question is, was it there before, or was it not there before? Because I think everyone knew that if you give David Miller a little bit of time, and you bat him in the right position, and you bring him into the game at the right time, then you know you could utilize him in an optimal way. But you know that's a conversation we've had a lot, right? That David Miller's been coming in too late, or you know, South Africa has probably been a bit too rigid with his batting order.
I mean, Temba did say that the conversation hasn't happened before. So,
Okay.
and if they do want, like you just said now in the first part of it, you said they haven't had the conversation before, but if they want to have the conversation, they're open to have the conversation. So,
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. It's a we'll see how it goes with the India tour. I think that will determine what happens there, because it's it's probably a conversation that should have been had, but then the past is the past. There's
yeah.
no point really talking about that, because I think if it took David Miller to score 400 plus runs in an IPL and play a few match-winning innings to really convey that message, then I don't know.
But at least as fans, we can be happy that that option is on
Yeah,
the table. It hasn't been ruled
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's a good thing. For the people that have just joined in and you're wondering what the hell is happening, why is Temba just looking at us all and not moving? We are doing a live reaction to the press conference. Both myself and Aditya have not watched the press conference yet, and we thought we'll do something. Well, we did it purposefully so that we can actually react live to some of the things that have been said. So that's what we're doing right here. If you guys enjoy this, let us know in the comment section after this video is broadcasted. Let us know if you enjoyed it. Throw a like on the video if you enjoyed this type of content. Then we can do this for other videos, cricket related too. I mean, I'm excited to hear. You guys can give us suggestions on what you want us to do. That's actually a good idea, Aditya. Throw suggestions in the comment sections of our videos to let us know what you want us to react to when it comes to certain cricket related things. Um, let's not go into other genres. Let's just do cricket related things for now. And if you want us to react to it, we'll obviously have a reaction to it. Try to make it as South African based as possible. I mean, even if it is TikTok video, whatever the case may be that you've seen somewhere that you want us to react to, just throw it. Let us know in the comment section. DM us, get in contact with us. Become a patron, then you'll have access to us in the WhatsApp groups, and you can just send us in the WhatsApp group. So that's why you become a patron today. But let's continue with this TEMBA BAVUMA press conference. Smash the like button, please, guys, and subscribe.
Yeah, so my question is, Umran Malik has emerged as the fastest Indian bowler so far, and you will be facing him in the next T20I series. So how are you guys preparing against him, and what are your plans against him?
Yeah, Umran Malik, I think he's obviously an exciting pace bowling prospect for the Indian team. I think that the IPL has been good for the Indian team, is that it's been able to unearth all these pace bowlers. I think as South Africa, we've grown up facing quick bowling. I think no batter likes to face speeds in excess of 150, but you prepare as well as you can. We've also got our guys that can bowl 150, so I guess we have that weaponry within our arsenal. But yeah, Umran Malik is an exciting prospect for Indian cricket. And I guess for their sake, we hope we can emulate those performances at international level.
Do you want to add to that? I know you're a big fan of his.
I would love to ask Temba how much IPL he watches, because yeah, I mean that it's fantastic. And having said that, I really feel for Umran Malik. He was, I think, for a clear 2 week period, he was going to have bowled the fastest ball of the IPL until Lockie Ferguson comes in and in his last over in the final bowls 0.3 kilometers per hour faster than Umran Malik and takes the over away.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very excited to see that us face Umran Malik, because we haven't faced necessarily 150 plus bowlers in a long time. I would say from an India perspective, Bumrah is probably the closest that gets to that mark. But yeah, it will be interesting to see that. It will be a proper battle of fast bowlers in this particular series. Definitely. Let's get through this. Let's move on. We just over halfway.
Krish, Nadu, are you going to be asking from Leighton's account? I saw that the request came from under Leighton's name.
Okay, no, sorry. So, Temba, my question is, D1 Davis had a great.
Okay, Krish, Nadu, you can go ahead.
Yeah, Dewald Davis had a great season in IPL as a youngster who was coming in to the IPL. So, I mean, what are the plans with him in future? Or do you think he has a place in white ball cricket, white ball squad of South Africa going into the World Cup?
Yeah, I think Devalt, he's obviously another exciting prospect. He's obviously kind of set the world alight with his performances at under 19 level, and the bit that he's shown at the IPL competition as well. I think in all fairness to him as well, he hasn't played a first-class game of cricket here back home in South Africa. So I think in terms of expectation, but also allowing the boy to kind of grow within his game and really start understanding it, I think it would be fair to kind of allow him to play a couple of first-class games where he can really get an understanding of his game. I think there'll be a lot of pressure to kind of throw him into the international setup. And kind of expecting to make big plays within the team. But I mean, he's an exciting prospect, like I said, and I think he'll be treated like any other exciting young prospect that comes onto the scenes. But yeah, the guy will be looked after as well as he can. But I think he should be given time and the space to go hone his game within our system, and let him kind of ease into the international side of things.
No man, Timba, you definitely been watching our episodes on Default. That's exactly what we've been saying. First class cricket, very important for him to learn that and adapt his game. Aditya, what's your thoughts on that? I mean, I've said this many times before.
I mean, I think we can all agree that Brevis is young in his career, and obviously he needs to play a lot more domestic cricket to really learn more about his game. Having said that, I think I was one of the individuals on the show who suggested that perhaps he should be on South Africa's tour to India, because he spent 2 months in the IPL. He's worked on his game there, and whatever potential technical deficiencies he might have come across during his stint with the Mumbai Indians, he might have worked on that stuff there. But even if he didn't play in the 11, I think it would have been useful for him to spend some time with the squad and be in that environment, because we know that he's going to be there someday. So I think that would have been useful exercise for him. But having said that, I completely agree with everything that Temba said here. And it'd be great to see how Brevis does with the Titans.
On the flip side as well, now, from a performance perspective, from creating a high performance environment for the Proteas currently, seeing that these players don't get a lot of time to spend together, like Timba said in previously, maybe throwing someone like Brevis into the mix, into the environment now, when he's not going to be one of the starters or not going to be right now in any of the teams going up to the World Cup, might be not a good thing for South Africa, for the Proteas themselves, maybe. You don't know how the bowlers will react in the nets when Brevis is smacking them out of the nets, or whatever the case may be. I mean, obviously you've got a new guy. He's in your environment. He's a youngster. The focus would be a lot on him, as a player walking around there and stuff. I think having one youngster in the team now, like Stubbs, that is actually has the potential to play, I think that's enough right now for South Africa going into this World Cup to have that. I think too many distractions maybe might not be a good thing. For Brevis, it would have been the perfect thing. It would have been a great experience, and I understand Aditya's points 100%. And maybe if it wasn't so close to a World Cup or us preparing, I would have agreed and I would have said yes. I still think this World Cup every year is a bad thing. I think we should have space between World Cups. That's what makes it so amazing. I think having one, it just becomes tired. You don't yearn it as much, especially the T20 World Cups.
Technically, the last World Cup, which happened in 2021, was actually supposed to happen in October, November 2020.
Yeah. Yes.
So that was more of a COVID-related delay.
Yeah. But they were speaking about maybe doing this every 2 years, and I think every 2 years. Every 2 years is at the moment, and every 2 years for me is I don't like every 2 years, because I mean, especially with you also have a 2023 World Cup and now this championship as well. So it's so much cricket happening. Like, do you ever yearn it or crave it? Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna have it so close to each other. like for the football World Cup, for example, you crave it every time. You know, like I know it's 4 years, but some people might say 4 years is a long time. I think 3 would probably be perfect in my eyes. But I mean, maybe for logistical purposes, they've obviously thought 4 is a better cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's continue. What is next thing that Tim has to say?
Up next is Telford, Tianis, and then we'll round back to Zahir, and then we'll finish with Leeton.
Thanks, Bukazi. How's it, Timber? It's obviously wonderful that some of your players like David Miller and KG have had really good IPLs, but you've also had there are a couple of guys in your squad like Lungi and Rassi who've basically been sitting around for that entire tournament. How do you now manage their comeback into active duty, if you like, after such a quite long break from actual playing?
Yeah, I think there's a number of us actually, myself, Keshav, Shamsi, we haven't played cricket for the last while. I think from a mental point of view, in terms of wanting to play, I don't think we'll be falling short there. And then I think, to get opportunity to represent your country, that's obviously a massive thing. And as a professional cricketer, you have to find a way to mentally, physically get yourself into the right space to be able to perform. I'm sure those guys you mentioned who went to the IPL and didn't get the opportunity to play or didn't get as many opportunities to play will be wanting to, if I could say, maybe prove something from that point of view. But look, when the guys are together within the team, I think the mindset is a bit different. Everyone wants to do well for each other.
Dennis?
I think we get.
How's it, Temba? In the last few months, and obviously all the disciplinary cases, first against Graham and
Wait, of course, Tinas is asking this question, guys. Of course, he's been asking this question, and this is what we've been speaking about actually. Myself and Aditya have been speaking about it a lot. That Rapport has been actually in the front of all of these political cases when it comes to this. They've actually been the forefront pushing this. A lot of the other publications have been quite cautious. So it's clear to see, of course, that Tinas has a job to do and in obviously uncovering these things. So yeah, it's bound to happen.
and then against Mark has been, it's done now. Just what toll did that take on the team when that was still hanging over everyone's head? And how glad are you guys that you guys can now just go forward and focus solely on cricket?
Sorry.
Bless you.
Sorry. Yeah, I think.
So now we know what he really feels about it. Wait, I lost the place. We were moving. Do you remember the time, Aditya? Remember the time.
Really start understanding it.
Wait, where are we now? I lost my place now.
I'm sure those guys you mentioned who went to the IPL and didn't.
Okay, cool. I'll just look for the sneeze. Wait, I want to see the sneeze again. Wait.
Massive thing.
We have to have some fun, Aditya.
Cricketer, you have to find
I can't
a way
believe
to
we're doing this, but that's
mentally,
okay.
physically get yourself into the. But look, when the guys are together,
Where
within
is
the
it?
Team,
It's been
the
bugging him the
mindset is
entire
different.
video though. Like from the start,
Everyone wants to do
he's
well for
been
each
like
other.
scratching his nose. Like
Dennis?
yeah,
That
okay,
take
cool.
on the team when that was still hanging over everyone's head, and how glad are you guys that you guys can now
Here
just
we
go
go.
forward and focus solely on cricket?
Sorry.
Bless you.
Sorry. Yeah, I think there's a lot of relief. I think within the whole cricket fraternity, that it seems as if these off-field issues have kind of been resolved and put to bed, and now I guess there's a space for everyone to kind of focus on the cricket and what happens on the field. It was a tough ticket time for the team, players, members within management, but I think we handled it as well as we could. If I could think of just going back over the months, the conversations, discussions that were had, to make sure that guys mentally were in the right space, there weren't any underlying issues. or in differences between players and management or members of management. And I think that helped us to deal with the whole situation that was at hand. So, yeah, I mean, as players, we welcome the fact that we can focus on the cricket and invest as much energy into that other than other off-field issues, at least for now, yeah.
You never actually dealt directly with the actual Mark Boucher situation. He just spoke generally. So I'm just going to skip to the next one because I don't think he said basically a very diplomatic answer that we thought you would properly say, in my opinion. So let's move on.
Temba, just in recent times, across formats, South Africa have really embraced spin. You've played quite a few spinners in T20 cricket as well. But for this tour, for some reason, you're going to India with just 2 specialists and 5 seamers. Can you just explain to us, has there been a change in thinking, or South Africa going back to all pace or predominantly pace?
No, not at all, Zaire. I think over the last while, something that's given us a lot of confidence as a team is our ability to kind of adapt to the conditions and play accordingly. Whether it's changing our style of play, whether it's bolstering our spin department. But I think we've been able to do that with good success. I think going to India, it's going to be no different. We'll be adjusting to the conditions as well as we can. I think a guy like Aiden and Riza won't be happy to hear you're not considering them as spin options. But I think, with Shamsi and Keshav there, those are guys obviously who are the main spinners at this moment. So, you expect them to kind of crack the nod when it comes to, I guess, playing an extra spinner. But I mean, no, we're not moving away from that. If the opportunity is there, we'll definitely make use of that.
Yeah, but interesting that he threw Riza and Eden in the same bracket, though. Like for me, like as I'm talking about batters that can bowl. I mean, Riza to me is, and Riza will probably not like me saying this, but I do tease him about it in person. I don't see Riza as necessarily like a specialist bowler necessarily. Like Aiden. I think Aiden's bowling is far ahead of Riza.
Although Aiden wouldn't call himself a bowler either, but
yeah. But he's humble though. We know that he's going to be humble and say no, he's not.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I think Aiden's been used a lot more. There have been more than a few times in a 50-over game, for example, where Aiden's bowled 7-8 overs, and completed his quota in a T20. So I think he's used a lot more, and I haven't seen Riza being used to that extent.
Nope. A lot in the SA team though, and for the Lions and stuff, I've seen him being used. Yeah. Okay, let's move on.
Leighton?
Subs, thanks. I'm good. Tina's asked the question I wanted to.
Sure. I know Talford has one last question.
Yes, it's a bit of an odd one. Where are you, Temba? That's an impressive array of trophies behind you. Can you tell us exactly where you're sitting at the moment?
I'm definitely not at home, Talford. I'm here at the Wanderers Long.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
He mentioned just before the start of press just how full the trophy cabinet of the Lions cricket team is.
Oh, come on, it's because of the bias.
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us.
Okay, the bias over there. I'm gonna actually message you about that one. That was a smack dig at all of us in Western Province. No, but okay. Yeah, guys, that was the press conference. Our reaction to it. We reacted to that, obviously, and had a conversation about every single thing that I spoke about in that press conference. And a lot of great topics mentioned in that press conference. If you guys enjoyed our video like this and you want us to do more reaction type of videos to certain things that you guys have seen online, cricket videos, even if you see, like, if you've taken videos of yourself playing cricket as well and you want us to react to it, send that through to, it will be quite fun to have a look at that. But yeah,
I did want to lead the way, my friends. So just check that video out. It's got over 24,000 views so far.
Really?
You
Are you
haven't, you
serious?
haven't, you haven't checked it on Instagram,
I
brother?
haven't looked at
Bruh.
Instagram.
You gotta
Wow, Yadicha, you famous.
26.8 thousand views, brother.
That's incredible. That is incredible. I can't believe that. Wow. You famous. Like literally now at the moment. Incredible. So guys, send in your things. Let us react to it. It will be awesome to do that. If you see anything that you thought was interesting, clips, send it through. We'll react to them on this channel. But good press conference from Temba. Seems very calm. Seems very ready for this one. Hopefully South Africa can come out on top from my perspective. I teach you, we will do a preview of this series, of course, before the series starts. And have a conversation about every single game. We do a preview before each game and a review after each game, guys. So we'll be busy back on the channel doing multiple videos. But guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to smash that like button, comment, share, subscribe, click that notification bell for all future videos, because there's are some times that we will just go live on the bounce. So say now something hectic happens that was released and I really want to speak about it immediately and I want to be ahead of the curve, I will go live immediately and with anybody that I can find that wants to come on with me, but will most likely be with me. So please put your notification bell on, because that's how you're going to know when we go live immediately. Otherwise, you're going to miss out the opportunity to ask me questions and get involved and have that interactive live type of show and feel, which we love the most about this channel. So let's move on to the next prompt. The latest issue of Cricket Fanatics magazine has been published. Please go and download the latest issue, guys. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. So please go and download it. It's all about club cricket, the pipeline, and how that will help the pipeline and improve South African cricket. Good insights right through, awesome articles. Please go and look at that. Adichya did an awesome article with Richard Das Neves as well. High performance, head of high performance at the Titans at the moment. So very, very, very important article to show a nice review of the season, last season, as well as some insight into what his role is and what they do at the Titans. But also become a patron today. Link is on the screen as well as in the description. That will help us be able to continuously bring you content daily for as long as possible. This is a family that I want to keep for a very long time. So guys, so please get involved with the Patreon. That's how we will survive. And also go to cricketfanaticsmag.com for all updates, daily updates. Thanks, Aditya, for coming on the show. Any final words from you?
Well, I hope everyone who watched the show had fun, because it was quite an entertaining press conference in a lot of different ways. And yeah, I'm excited to see India play South Africa. I think I'm suffering from withdrawal symptoms at the moment, having watched the IPL for 2 months basically. So it'd be nice to watch some cricket again.
Why do you think I took a break, Aditya, and I didn't watch all the IPL? I needed a break from cricket. I eat, I sleep, I breathe cricket every single day. So I needed that little bit of a break. But I did watch. It's not like I didn't. I did keep up to date.
Actually, the timing is perfect for you.
Absolutely.
The timing is perfect for you. And I remember this because back when I was in South Africa and the IPL was on, I was able to watch some of the best innings, like AB de Villiers score 133 and Virat Kohli score 100, all that stuff. So
perfect timing. It's like 4 o'clock. It starts here about
perfect time.
quarter to 4,
Yes.
4 o'clock,
4 o'clock.
In South Africa, So the build up is about quarter to 4. So I start normally watching the build up if I watch a match. I don't know why, but sports events, like I don't know, not that I have to. I haven't only watched sporting events, only the match, but I mean with build up, sorry. But majority of the time, I watch the build up first as well as the match. I can't just watch the match alone. I need to feel that feeling in my. I don't know. It's this feeling within listening to what the commentators are saying and who they're backing and everything. It's like it's awesome. I like to do it like that. So yeah, like for Man United, I watch every single build up. I don't miss the build up. Like I watch it from the hour before. I'm sitting in front of the TV with my Man United top on, and like ready to watch the build up. But yeah, guys, let's continue having some fun like this, guys. Get involved with the content as well on the channel by letting us know what you'd like to see. But thanks a lot for tuning in, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow with another daily show. Peace, everybody, and enjoy the rest of the evening.